It is October 2nd, or November 2nd.
November.
Sorry, my dates are all convoluted. Thursday, the night before my surgery, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Turned my truck in today. Jen had an opportunity to meet my dispatcher, Nick, and we had a chance to say hi to the other Nick. And we girls met Travis, the head mechanic there at where I work, and it's kind of bittersweet. 6 weeks I'll be turning in my truck for 6 weeks, and I want to be able to work, but I have to surgery tomorrow. I'm scared. Of it's not the unknown that I'm scared of. I'm just, what are you doing?
Your shirt.
Wait, why don't you have me lean back or something so you can see it?
Mm-hmm.
You're just moving the camera around. You're going to give people motion sickness. I'm like, what is she doing? Anyway, so I've been talking to Pastor Brother Mankowski, and they're in Quincy, Illinois, and him and I prayed, and I know that a lot of you were praying for me. I sent out the text where I appreciate your prayers, but I'm specifically asking you to pray for my family now. Because if the worst happens, and I don't know how else to word it, but it's not really the worst because I'm saved. I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So if I die, I go to heaven. And to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. And I've spent all of this time, majority of it, not all of it, angry and bitter at God because of the cancer. And my family's seen that. They've seen the anger and the frustration and just the rage that I've had towards God because of this cancer. Why, God, did you do this to me? What did I do to deserve this kind of thing? I was really in my flesh. And the last week or so, you're staring into your mortality. And there's no excuse for being worldly, being in the flesh. There's no excuse for not drawing close to God when in a situation like this. So I don't have an excuse. I just know that the preaching I've been listening to has drawn me closer to God. What? Everybody's, there's no such thing as ghosts. Because if you read the Bible, there are two possibilities for when you die. And I'm talking to those people that haven't accepted Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior. For those of us who've read the Bible, there are two options. There's heaven, there's hell. Your spirit, your soul is immortal. It lives forever. And it's going to live forever in one of two places. And the Bible clearly states in Revelations that you're going to be judged by God at the great white throne of judgment. And if your name's not found in the Lamb's book of life, you're cast into the lake of fire. You're taken out of hell, judged by God, and then cast into a lake of fire. Hell is hot. Okay? You're burning in hell while waiting for the white throne of judgment. Then the white throne of judgment comes, and when you're not found in the book of life, you're thrown into a lake of fire to burn for all eternity. So imagine burning and never dying. And people joke about, oh, we're going to have a party in hell. I don't know how you can have a party while you're getting burned alive. And in that kind of pain and suffering, I can't foresee you laughing and having yucks with your buddies or people you know. You're going to be so obsessed with your own pain, you're not even going to notice if somebody's standing right next to you because you're on fire. So then there's the other option, heaven. To live and worship Jesus Christ and God for all eternity. To rejoice. To have a mansion that you probably never see because you're going to be spending all your time hanging out with Christ. I know for a fact my dad was saved. And I'd like to think if my dad could, he'd come down here and tell me, hey, Rich, because that is my real name, pay attention to what the preacher's preaching because it's all true. It's all true. But I know why my dad hasn't come back to tell me that. It's because if you're standing right next to Christ, when you die, you get the mind of Christ. So you know, there's no reason for me to go down there. God's got it all. He's got it handled. Down here, we know that. I know that God's got everything under control right now. And whether he wants to take me home tomorrow or not, I'm going to let God take care of tomorrow. I'm going to let God take care of everything. But if you're in heaven with God, knowing it and being convinced of it because you're standing right next to him is two different things. And I think that some of you I can't articulate the thought that I've got right here. But it's one thing to know this is the road to California. This is how we get to California on Interstate 80. We take I-80 and we go to California. And if we take I-80 far enough, we'll get to California. I know that, right? But to have taken I-80 all the way to California and being in California is something completely different. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why I'm convinced that God's got it. There are those of you who are watching this video that I know aren't saved. And I've seen you roll your eyes when I've talked to you about salvation in Jesus Christ. But there's one thing I want you to consider. Are you willing to swallow your pride and honestly admit to yourself that you don't know everything? Unless you study the Bible and read the Bible, you don't know the truth. And I would hope and pray that God uses me and this cancer in any way he wants. I told him he could use me any way he wants. I don't know how he's going to use me or if he is as a testimony. I don't know if he's going to have me survive this or not. I do know that I am scared. I'm scared for my family. I am scared. And I know that it's the flesh. Spiritually, I'm calm. I'm at peace. But I am scared. I'm concerned for my children. Concerned for my family because of finances. God has taken care of us. We're in trouble financially. Not like we're about to get kicked out. But
God took care of that.
What?
God took care of that.
Okay. God took care of that. So anyway, I love you all. And hopefully the next video will be me after surgery. But if not, if you want to cry, if I die, and you want to cry, that's fine. But that's not me. That's not my personality. My personality is dumb, stupid humor. I would like you all to remember me by this. What did Tarzan say when he saw a herd of elephants coming over the hill? What did Tarzan say?
Oh, what?
Look, there's a herd of elephants coming over the hill.
Hmm.
What did Tarzan say the very next day when he saw that same herd of elephants coming over the hill wearing sunglasses?
I don't know.
Nothing. He didn't recognize him.
Hmm.
Elephant jokes, they're great. They're hilarious. Why is it dangerous to go into the jungle between the hours of 2 and 4? Because that's when all the elephants are jumping out of palm trees. Why are pygmies so short? Because they went into the jungle between the hours of 2 and 4. Those are the kind of jokes I want you to remember. Dad jokes. Get online. Just go crazy.
Mm.
Read them until you chuckle. And then get into the King James Bible. Read the book of John. The Gospel according to the Apostle John. And then after that, read Romans, the book of Romans. And if you have any questions, find a preacher or a pastor that preaches out of the King James book, preferably an independent Baptist church. But there are other churches that preach out of the King James, that preach salvation, that can answer your questions. Worst comes to worst, if you're part of those chat groups, just jump in there because you don't know who's who. Is there a pastor here I can talk to about, I have some questions about salvation or about the Bible? Trust me, they will want to talk to you. Or you could contact Cornerstone Baptist Church, Wahoo, Nebraska. Fellowship Church in Quincy, Illinois. Is it Fellowship? Is that Brother Monkowski's church?
I don't know, but if they look up Monkowski, they'll find him.
Then there's Harvest Baptist Bible College, Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Or a church.
Or the church, the Harvest Baptist Church. Fellowship Baptist Church, Lincoln, Nebraska. There's a Baptist church in Grand Island. There's Baptist churches all over. Texas, Iowa, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri. You can find an independent Baptist church.
New York. Dells, Wisconsin.
They're everywhere.
Pastor Hunter.
Hastings, Nebraska.
Pastor Goldsmith.
Ogallala, Nebraska.
Can't remember. Blair, Nebraska. The Holders.
But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Keep the faith.